Hello Oracle world, this is Justin, and in this Oracle database YouTube tutorial I am going to show you how to start an Oracle database. Now, to start an Oracle database on a computer system is to make the database available to end users, typically via application connections. And we're going to discuss showing you how to do this on our test platform, which is a Microsoft Windows Vista computer. Now, it's a little different depending on what platform you're running Oracle on. Remember, Oracle is supported on multiple platforms: Unix, Linux, even mainframe, and of course Windows. But we're going to discuss Windows because that's our platform. Okay, so to start the Oracle database on the Windows platform, what you will do is you will first have to start the service. Now, a service in Windows, now it's just not Oracle, it's a Windows term, is basically what we call a daemon. And a daemon is not a minimized program. Don't get them confused. A daemon is a program which runs in the background and listens for connections, whether it's listens on a TCP/IP port or listens through inter-process communications. Now we're getting into some OS internal stuff, which is out of scope of this video, so I'll stop there. Just know that a daemon is a background process that runs which does something for something, whether it does something for Oracle or it does something for another program. Okay, it's you can think of it as a service provider. Okay, and Oracle has a service that's created automatically when you create an Oracle database. The service name is Oracle Service, and then the name of the database, which in our case is Finance. So it's Oracle Service with the O and S capitalized in Oracle and Service and Finance. Okay, to see the services in your on your computer system, you can either go to Control Panel, like this. Open up the Control Panel, go to Administrative Tools. Now, depending on what version of Windows you're running, it could differ where it's at, but typically this is where it's found. And you click on the Services panel here. Well, the icon. And it opens up a window, and here are all your services. Some of them have been started, some of them are not. Okay? Or what you can do is you can just type in the services.msc from your DOS window, and that will get you right into the services program. And if we scroll down, we will see the one for our finance database. And here it is, Oracle Service Finance. So to start an Oracle database, the first thing you have to do is start the service. Okay? So there are a number of ways that you can start the service. You can either go to the Services tab in Control Panel, right-click the service, and then click Start, and that will start the service. And to stop the service, you right-click it, and the service, and you select Stop, and the service is stopped. Now, this doesn't start up the database, it starts up the service. Okay? Another way you could do it is you could do it by command line. And this isn't just how you start and stop the Oracle service. This goes for any Windows service. You type in net start, the name of the service, which is Oracle Service Finance, like so. Has been started successfully. To stop it, it's just the opposite. Net stop Oracle Service Finance. And it's stopped. Okay? Now, if you were starting an Oracle database on a Unix-based or Linux-based system, you wouldn't have to start the service first. You would just log in with SQL Plus and you would type in the startup command. Now, I want to show you something else here before we actually start the database. Let me turn auto arrange off here on my icon so I can move this over for you. There we go. Alright, if you right click on the computer or my computer icon, again it depends what version of Windows you're running, there's an option called Manage. Go ahead and click Manage, and again, this isn't a Windows administration course, so I'm not really going to get into Windows administration here. That's out of scope of video. I'm just going to show you what pertains to Oracle. Okay. and this computer management program comes up, and if you click on local users and groups, and you click on the user that we're logged in as, which is my name 1, J Blaystein 1, and you right click on that and go to properties, you'll get a tab which shows the attributes of the user. And one of the tabs up here is member of, and these are the groups that my username belongs to, the operating system groups. And as you can see, I'm a member of a group called Aura_DBA for Oracle Database Administrator. Okay, Aura_DBA or ODBA or DBA admin group is a very special group. For you to be able to, it gives you special permission, and that permission is operating system authentication. Okay, your operating system user, this also goes for Unix and Linux based systems, your operating system whose group is usually just DBA, your operating system user must belong to an Aura DBA group in order for it to start up an Oracle database. If it's not, then you cannot start up an Oracle database via this procedure. So you need to be logged on to someone who is who is a member of the Aura DBA group. And that's all you need to know for startup. That in order to start up an Oracle database, the user you're logged into the operating system as, that you're attempting to start up the Oracle database as, needs to be a member of the Aura DBA group. Now, we'll get more into that in the when you watch the authentication method videos, where I really dive deep into the Oracle authentication methods and how Oracle authenticates users and whatnot. Okay, but just for now, just know that users have to be in the DBA or DBA OS group in order to start an Oracle database. Okay. So that being the case, let's go ahead and let's set our Oracle SID. Let's log in SQL plus assistDBA, and and we get an error, protocol adapter error. I did that intentionally. Okay, you have to start your service like we talked about in order to type in startup to start up your Oracle database. So it's more than just typing in the startup command on Windows. Now you could have gotten away with this on Unix or Linux-based systems if you logged onto a user who's in the proper DBA privileged OS group, and you set your Oracle SID variable, and you went SQL plus and you type in startup, it would have started up. But Windows is an extra step. So I'm on a Windows machine and I'm logged on as J Blaystein 1, Windows OS user, who I just verified is in the Windows OS group Aura_DBA. So I know I'm logged into my database Windows computer system as a user who's in a special group that gives me authority in Oracle to start a database. So, so I'm told to start my Oracle database. I log into my box and I set my Oracle SID to finance. I ensure it's set properly. Okay, I either go into Services under Control Panel, Administrative Tools, and right-click the Oracle service, the name of the database I need to start up, and click Start, or I type in this, which I prefer because I'm a geek. Net start, the name of the service. Oracle service with the ONS capitalized, and the name of the database. Started successfully. Now, I log into SQL Plus. It says connected to an idle instance because the database is down, and I type in the startup command, and that's it. The Oracle, considering the Oracle database is in good health and the right condition and consistent state, and all the files are where they're expected to be, Oracle database should start up with no problem. Now, I'll wait till it starts up before I continue here. Excuse me. Okay, you'll see 3 messages here. Ignore these. Okay, the Oracle database, when it starts up, it goes through 3 stages. The first stage it does is So the Oracle database is it's a staged process. The first stage it goes through for Oracle database goes through to start up is it goes into what's called a no mount stage. NOMOUNT. The no mount stage is when you type in a startup command, the Oracle database locates your parameter file, the file that has the initialization parameters for the Oracle database instance. And to learn more about that, watch my video on parameters where I talk about the P file, SP file, things like that. Okay. So you type up the startup command. Oracle finds the parameter file. It reads the parameters, and it does two things. It allocates the SGA system global area, which is a shared shared group of memory RAM that Oracle uses. Okay, and it allocates that memory based on the parameters found, if specified. If they're not found, then Oracle has internal defaults that it uses to allocate the SGAs that dictate the size of it. And it also starts background processes. Now, on a Unix system, when in a no mount stage, what it does is it allocates the SGA memory just like it does on Windows. But what it also does is it starts a different background process for all of the background processes that Oracle will need. Okay, they've also been called shadow processes in some technical documentation. Okay, Windows doesn't work that way. Windows only starts one process: Oracle.execute, Oracle.exe. Okay, and if you go into Task Manager, okay, which is basically a Windows program which shows you all the programs which are running on your system currently, and we look for the Oracle processes, that's what I want, and we look for the Oracle.exe here process, and we see the threads. Okay, so here it is, Oracle exe, and is the image name, which is basically the program name. And we scroll over here under threads, and we see that there are, and here's the description. It's the Oracle RDBMS Relational Database Management System. That's what it stands for. Relational Database Management System. Kernel executable. Oracle RDBMS kernel executable. And you'll see that there are 30 threads. Okay. A little experiment you can do is now remember, the background processes don't. So if let's say that this is a task manager for a Unix or Linux based system, if you were to type in a startup in your SQL plus prompt and start up an Oracle database on a Linux or Unix based system, you would see an executable for all the background processes. That's not, and to learn more about background processes, view my video on Oracle structure and on some of my other Oracle internal videos where I talk about and really dig into the background processes. That's really out of scope of this video. But that's not the case in Windows. So you would have 30 EXEs all related to Oracle, okay? Because there's 30 here. If you were to start it on a Windows or Unix-based system, not the case on Microsoft Windows. If you start on a Microsoft Windows-based OS, it will start one process, Oracle.exe, but there'll be multiple threads because a process can be multi-threaded running under that process. Now, notice how it says 30 for Oracle. Now remember, every RDBMS connection is also a process to Oracle. So we have an SQL Plus connection here. If I type in quit to get out of my SQL Plus connection, and I go back into Task Manager, I will see that there are now 29 threads rather than 30. Okay? If I go ahead and log in again to my Oracle database, which is creating another database server process. Where is it? Alright, so I quit out of there here. It drops to 29. I log in again. It goes back to 29. Okay, so I quit. In the background, the thread count goes down to 28. I log in again. The thread count goes back up to 29. I apologize for that. There must have been another process for Oracle that was doing a task in it, and it exited. So so the count was kind of skewed there. So I apologize. But so that's basically, there's just one process that starts when you start an Oracle database, oracle.exe, and it has many threads. In our case, 30. And every time you initiate a connection, whether it's through SQL Plus or SQL Developer or any other utility to connect to an Oracle database, the thread count will go up or down. And by the way, it's the same thing in Unix and Linux-based systems. Every time you connect with SQL Plus or SQL Developer or any other kind of client-side program, another process would be added, okay? And which is usually like a local process. All right, so getting back to our working example here, when we start up an Oracle database just with the command startup, okay, we go through 3 stages. The no mount stage, which means that the background process, the parameter file for the instance is read, the background processes are started, and the shared memory areas are started. Then we go through a mount stage. And a mount stage is when it reads the parameter file to find out where the control files are, and it opens the control files and reads them. Then the control files tell the database where the data files are. Tells Oracle where the data files and where the redo log, the online redo log files are. And then it opens all the data files and does some integrity check between the data file headers and the control file headers. Once they are consistent and they are good and they match, you get the database open message, which means that the database is open, which is the final stage. And if you just type in startup with no arguments like we did, if everything is configured correctly and a database is in good health, it will go through all 3 stages automatically for you. Okay, so 3 stages of Oracle database startup. We have no mount, then we go to, probably better to do this, no mount, mount, and open. Okay, so in the no mount stage, we read P file or SP file, allocate SGA, and start BG pros. Okay, there we go. In the mount stage, we find out control file location from P file or SP file and read them. Okay? And in the open stage, we find out data file and redo log file locations from P file or SP file and read them, check and perform integrity checks, and then open database if aforementioned checks are successful. Okay, so we start up an Oracle database just with the startup command in SQL Plus, and basically what we have is no mount is the first stage, which reads the P file or SP file, and it allocates the SGA and starts the background processes. Then we go into a mount stage, which finds the control file, finds the control file location from the P file or SP file, and opens it, reads it. And then we go through an open stage, which is the final stage, which makes the database available to our end users, which finds out the data file and redo log file locations from P file or SP file and reads them, performs integrity checks, and then opens the database if aforementioned checks are successful. So that right there is basically the Oracle database stage startup process. Now, what you can do is, and we're going to go ahead and just shut down our database here, you can start up your database in a staged manner, which means that you start it up with each stage manually. And you'll see that in a lot of procedures that you'll be working with in Oracle, that you'll see me teaching in a lot of these videos online. You'll see me doing this. Okay, so we're connecting with SQL Plus to an idle instance, the finance instance, which is down. We just brought it down. If you want the database to start up, but stop at the no mount stage, you type in the following: startup, because remember, if you just do startup with no argument, it's going to go through all three stages: no mount, mount, open. So type in startup, no mount, like that. What that does is it reads the P file or SP file, starts the background processes, allocates the SGA memory, and then stops. So you don't see a database mounted message. So you just stopped it after that stage. To manually move from the no mount stage to the mount stage, you type in the following: alter database mount. Well, what you can do here is you can type in select let me double check here. Select status from instance. That's it. Started. Okay? What you could do here is you could type in alter database mount. That's going to do the next stage. It's going to find the control files from the P file or SP file. It's going to mount it. Now when you do select status from $$ instance, it says mounted. Then you can go to the final third stage manually by typing in alter database open. Sorry. Open. So there it is. Started, which is no mount, mounted, and then open. Okay? What you could also do here, let's shut down again, is you can use the startup command to get into each step, and I'll show you that. Each stage, I meant. Okay? So we just shut down our database. So you could do, let's do this, startup mount, just like we did startup no mount. And what that'll do is it will automatically go no mount stage, and then it will go into the mount stage. So it will end after it opens the control files. There it is. Now you get the database mounted message because it did both stage 1 and 2. And then at this point you could do alter database open, and you'll open your database. And then for the third stage, it's just as usual. You don't append an open argument to startup. You just type in startup, and it's implicit. Open is implicit to startup without any arguments. And that does no mount, Oracle instance started, mount, database mounted, and then finally open, database opened. Okay, so that's how you start an Oracle database, and those are the 3 stages: no mount, mount, and open. Thank you.